Hello everyone out there. Ciao a tutti. I am enjoying tea with honey. I'm getting some luxuries here, finally. Although I don't have my porcelain, any of my kitchen utensils, pots, pans, dishes, etc. So paper cups, paper spoons, well, whatever this material is. Anyways, I am here aboard Fedora, and I'm about to post my first video upcoming after this introduction, and then actually another introduction after this one, because I wanted to mention that I am posting pretty frequent updates on my Patreon account, and what I'm doing is learning how to interact with that, and I'm getting to know and getting comfortable with just posting quick updates, and I'm finding it a good medium, and I'm enjoying using Patreon. I don't have any members. I have one member. Thank you to my Patreon member, singular. But what I'm doing is preparing for a future where hopefully I will have some fans who want to see more behind the scenes, who want to see more of me and what I'm doing, and stay more updated with me in my travels and my experiences. So I'm practicing basically, and I've been uploading a lot. If you're interested, you can go check it out. It's Sailing a Fedora in the Wind, so everything is Sailing a Fedora in the Wind, with the exception of Instagram. I think it's just a Fedora in the Wind. And anyways, check it out, and then after this will be, after another introduction that I did earlier today, will be finally a video from me here aboard Fedora. Ciao, hope you enjoy everything. Hello everyone, and welcome aboard Fedora, where it currently is wet, a bit cold. It's not freezing out. I got bare hands. I'm bundled up, no doubt, but it's not freezing cold. It's just wet today, and I just wanted to update from the relative shelter of my bimini here. Update you and give you at least one video. It's going to be a report from the Galley, and it's the only thing I really have at the moment that is somewhat presentable without being edited. So at the moment I just want to get you guys at least a video, give you some insight to where I am, and I'll be doing some more videos hopefully as soon as possible. I don't have internet really at all. Very spotty internet. There is a Marina internet site. There are two of them, not site, routers. There are two routers, but they're impossible to connect to, at least from my boat. And there is another service that's available, KPN, which is apparently a communications company in the Netherlands. It's not locked. There's no password, so it's not password protected. So when I can log into it, when I can connect with it, it's actually pretty decent. It's enough where I can stream, but then what happens is it slows down over time, and a couple hours later it just seems to like either cut me off or throttle me back, and I lose it. And then it takes another, I don't know, it takes hours before I can reconnect to it again. So maybe they have some sort of system set up. But anyways, I have terrible service, and I'm really strongly considering just fucking pulling the pin on the Starlink promotion they have going on, which is a home Starlink satellite dish, and so it's not the mobile one, but apparently you can still use it, and I'm just gonna, I think I'm gonna pull the trigger on it and do the basic service for now, $40 a month, 40 whatever euros a month, because I can't be without internet access. I can go to cafes, but it's a 10-15 minute walk, and then I end up spending €8 on 2 coffees, so that would get very expensive on a daily basis. Even if I was to do that 3 times a week, that's 24 euros a week. It's 30-minute walk back and forth, 90 minutes of my time, and then 24 times 4 weeks, so that would be well over 40 euros on coffees at cafes if I was to do it that way. So I think I'm going to bite the bullet and get Starlink, because I can use it all down through the canals and riverways of Europe, and I can use it basically in the Mediterranean anytime I'm in the continent of Europe. I think it's good for the continent of Europe. So I'm probably going to bite the bullet on that and then figure it out as I go. Maybe if I cross the Atlantic I need to buy different packages. Maybe if I get to the USA it might be a problem with my address. I don't know yet, but I'll figure that out later. And what else? So I am working on a documentary series. I'm going to be documenting this whole process of me transitioning from the real world to the cruiser world, and learning how to sail, learning how to, you know, do everything that is part of boat life. And I'm going to be documenting that in an upcoming series called Beginnings. So Beginnings will run through probably January, February, and March. And then after that I'll have another series after Beginnings, and go from there. So that's the update, and here's the video. I hope you enjoy it. Again, it's just a report from the galley. Ciao. Good morning. It's day 4, I think. What's today? Monday? So yeah, Friday, day 1, Saturday, Sunday. So today's day 4. So today's a big day for me because I'm able to make a mocha. Yesterday I had some time to troubleshoot the stove. I wasn't able to get it lighted. I was suspecting it was a lack of gas in the canister outside, but I wasn't sure enough to go buy a new tank or have mine refilled, swap it out. So what I did was I spent some more time troubleshooting, and I researched the brand and the model, and it's a matter of patience and holding the button down, and that was it. Something very simple I should have done earlier, but anyways, I googled it, I found the answer. So now I have flame, so I can start making tea and coffee for now, and when my pans arrive on the pallets in hopefully a week. They're supposed to be picked up today. We'll cross our fingers, because they've attempted, well, they failed to attempt once Tuesday, a week ago tomorrow. They didn't show up. Then I contacted the brokerage, and they contacted DHL. DHL sent an urgent request out to pick them up. On Friday they went, but they went without the proper truck, without a hydraulic lift, tail lift, and without a forklift. And I have 2 pallets that are probably 250 to 300 kilos each. So the guy said, I can't help you, and he left. So meanwhile my landlord's pissed because he's got to rent out the place. He needs the garage free. So he's putting extra pressure on me, and blame, which isn't founded, isn't correct. On the email order it said forklift, hydraulic tail lift. So they knew it. They bounced back a confirmation with forklift, hydraulic tail lift. So it wasn't my fault. It was probably just an urgent request sent to DHL for a pickup, and without the details. Anyways, so I don't have pots of pans yet. Hopefully this week, like I said. But I hope they rush it after their mistakes. But I do have gas. I do have a mocha. I do have coffee. have some left over in here. I brought my canister. One of the few things from the kitchen I brought in my luggage when I flew up on Thursday. So, what you do to light this is you hold this in, and you got to hold it, and it's actually not 10 seconds like the manual said online. Well, maybe it is because it just went out. So there you go. So you got to hold it in for a number of seconds. It's not 10. The manual says you got to hold it in for 10, but anyways, now I have flame, and apparently I have gas, so I don't have to refill the container just yet. So what I'm going to do is put this aside for now, shut the gas off, and explain to you what I'm wearing and how I stay warm when I'm in the galley. So this galley is great, by the way, because you're protected from, you're almost stuck within a square. You probably can't see, but there is a the engine cover down here. I've been using it as a seat. It's actually quite convenient as a seat. But anyways, it's basically the kitchen counter, but at a lower level. And it's a hexagonal shape. But one side is right at your right thigh, my right thigh right now. Then you have the other side of the square here. And you have the other side on your left hip. And behind you, you have the post. So when the boat is rocking and rolling, fore, aft, starboard, port, whichever, all directions, you have pretty much yourself covered. You can rock and roll around with the boat, and you're not gonna, you might fall over. There's a small area back to my right that I could fall through. But you have handrails, you have the post, you have this, you can hold on and stay stationary more or less while you're cooking in the galley or cleaning. So what I have, what I'm wearing, is some old school tech, but it still works. This was roughly 20 years ago what they called a Gerbing's product. Gerbing's was out of, I think, Seattle, Washington, if I remember correctly, and they produced early on some clothing, electrically heated clothing for motorcyclists. Now it expanded out to other people, but for the moment, I mean, when they started with motorcyclists. And what you had was essentially this plug. I forget what they call it. I want to say RCA jack, but it's not an RCA jack, but I forget what they call this. But anyways, this went into your receptacle on your motorcycle. Most BMWs had this plug. In fact, now I remember they used to call it a BMW plug at the time, because every BMW motorcycle came with this. BMW motorcycles were bought and ridden by geeks that wanted electrical accessories. Most other motorcyclists at the time, 25 years ago, didn't want accessories or didn't have the wherewithal or the money or whatever. It just seemed like BMW riders had this plug, and other BMW motorcycles had this plug, and other motorcycles didn't. So we call it a BMW plug. The other end is actually what they might be called an RCA. I have to look these up because now it's bothering me. But anyways, on a motorcycle, you plug in, and you only need about this much wire, maybe even less. You just needed to reach to the plug. Usually the plug was behind your ass in the tail section, or it might have been in the front of the dashboard, or it might have been in your tank bag. There were a number of areas where you could put it, but you didn't need a lot of wire because you weren't going anywhere, hopefully, on the motorcycle. If you went somewhere, you crashed and you were launched. So on the motorcycle, you're stationary and you're just sitting there. You might do some small movements, but you're not doing anything with your body, your hips. Nothing is moving down below. Maybe you're riding and you're leaning off the motorcycle, but still, this is enough. So this is the amount of wire I brought. I own. It's enough, because I have my plug, maybe as you can see, is here. So I have a female receptacle for that plug, power on, and energy, electricity, juice, runs through
the entire jacket, which has sleeves. So the sleeves come down, both arms. It has a collar. It's a fully zipped jacket. They called it a Gerbing's jacket liner. Fully wired throughout. So right now, electricity is starting to run through my wires and run over my body. And it's just like pouring warm gravy all over you. Except cleaner. Less of a mess. But very, 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 very warm. Now, you could buy a thermostat. They used to sell them, they still do, but Gerbing's was bought out years ago. But anyways, they had a thermostat, and you could buy a thermostat and you can modulate the temperature. When I was riding a motorcycle in cold weather, I found that the thermostat wasn't really necessary, and I just wanted it on high all the time. So just on, full on, all the time. And if I got too hot, which you can do, you can just shut it off. You can toggle it. So you can pulsate yourself. Instead of having the thermostat pulsate, modulate, you just modulate it yourself just by switching it off and on. And that would just modulate the amount of current, or not the amount of current, but the amount of time that you felt the heat. So, what's that? Explain that. And it allows me to work, cook, although I haven't tried it yet, but cook and clean, do dishes, and even if I wanted to even cut, I don't have a cutting board yet, but I could cut here. I could do, so I have a range. Actually, I have a pretty decent range. I can even walk on the other side here. So I can walk over here. So it's a bit restricting, there's no doubt, but at the same time it's really warm. So right now I don't have any sensation of it being cold in the boat. But if I were to take it off or unplug it, I would feel a sensation of cold, because it is a bit cold in here. I don't have a thermometer in here. I don't know what the temperature is inside here. I would guesstimate it's probably 55-ish, plus or minus. Well, probably minus. I wouldn't say it's 60. I would say it's ranging it down here in the saloon galley area. It's probably 50 to 55. In the bathroom and the bedroom, the V-berth, in the head and the V-berth, let me speak in nautical terms. In the head and the V-berth, I would guess it's probably 45, because I keep those doors shut, because the space heater I have is only so powerful. And heating this space, the saloon plus the galley area plus the nav station and the door, the companionway and that side, it struggles to keep this at 55, 60. In fact, I don't think I've probably had it up to 60 in here. So if it has been at 60, it's rare. So it's been kind of chilly 4 days, no doubt, and it's something I'm adapting to. And like I said, I brought this, I thought of this last week when I was packing, sometime around probably Monday, before I was putting everything on the pallet. It dawned on me, I said, wait a minute, I have that Gerbing's heated gear, and I have the same plug in the boat. And then I started to look for my wire, because I didn't quite know where I put the wire. So I found the wire, I put it in my luggage to put on the plane, and I found my jacket. I knew what my jacket was. I put that on the luggage, to put on the plane, and voila, I have a heated jacket here on the boat. Now what I've been thinking too long term is I've been thinking I could also use it for the helmsman station, for when I'm at the helm. So when I'm steering the boat, making adjustments to the sheets, I can actually use this as long as I have a plug out there. So I have to wire a receptacle out there, which I will do, because I plan on motoring down the Rhine, Rhone, or maybe the Maas River, one of the two rivers, down to the canals, down to the Rhone River, down to the south of France. I plan on doing that starting in February 1st. So February 1st in Amsterdam and in Germany and in, if I go through Belgium, I'm not sure, but even in France, February and March, those 2 months are going to be cold. I'm going to be out at the helm station. I'm going to have to be navigating the boat manually down through the rivers, canals, and I'm going to have to be on deck almost the whole time I'm underway, or if not all of the time I'm underway. So I'm going to need that. So I'm going to wire a receptacle out to the helmsman station, and I'll be using this jacket all down the canals, the riverways and the canals. So anyways, that's a update from here aboard Fedora. I hope you're enjoying these updates. I haven't been posting many for the first few days, I know, but I'm going to start doing it now. I don't have all my camera equipment, all my audio video equipment. I don't have any good mics. I have the mic on the GoPro mod, but I don't have my dead cats. I have a foam, actually I have a foam piece for that microphone. I'll have to put it on. So anyways, that's the update aboard Fedora. Gas situation, the stove, which I think I have a separate post on that. I was pretty excited when I first did it, so I posted it immediately. Because I had been, for 3 days I had been thinking, fuck, I either have a leak, because when I first tried to troubleshoot the stove situation, I went outside, I turned the main valve on at the tank, and I came back in, I fiddled with this, I couldn't get it to light, I went back out, and I swore I smelled gas. Now, I don't know if it's odorless, if it's propane, I don't know exactly what gas I'm using, I have to find out, but I swore I smelled gas, so I shut the main valve off, and I said, okay, I have a problem. I'll deal with this later. And that's why I stopped troubleshooting, because I thought I had a major problem. I thought I had a gas leak, honestly, in the storage compartment out back in the cockpit. Starboard. Turns out I did not have a leak. Turns out it was just user error of me not knowing how to operate the stove correctly, how to light the stove correctly, I should say. So anyways, I'm gonna wrap this up and say goodbye over and out for now. I will add an update soon. Ciao, thanks for watching. You know, it's funny, coffee makes all the difference. First few days when I hadn't figured out the stove situation, how to light it. First few days I was miserable. Now it's miserable out, and I got my coffee, and I'm happy. C'est la vie. Past Alan here. So I am coming to you after you've seen the video. Thanks for watching. And I wanted to thank you for watching, and thank you also for being patient. Last 2 weeks have been extremely busy, stressful. I honestly don't know how people video everything they do, because videoing everything takes up so much time. It's such a pain. It's so difficult to video. I am not going to film me doing many projects. I'll film some projects, but pretty much everything I'm going to be doing to this boat has been done, and there are probably 1,000 videos on YouTube about it, so I won't be doing many project videos, and I certainly don't want to film myself doing projects, because doing a project like, let's say, working on the boat or changing the oil, or I don't know, fixing a sail, repairing a sail, anything that you do on a boat is just compounded if you want to video that process. So I won't be doing that. Probably not often. I shouldn't say I won't be, I just won't be doing it often. But what I am going to be doing is documenting my travels. I have family back home, and I want to document it also for my own sake, but I just want to document it and practice my filming skills and my editing skills and see where it takes me. So thank you for watching that report from the galley of Fedora, and I thank you for being patient. And my upcoming series Beginnings, Chapter 1, should air early January. That's my hope. So stay tuned. Ciao. Thank you for watching.